Don't.
I'm waiting for Facebook or because Facebook will um, tell me that my Facebook, the live on Facebook, can't be monetized or something, or there's a claim on the music that I
Oh
got off from
wow.
YouTube that I used on YouTube's free music. And then YouTube will say when I use other free music, well, music I have license for because I paid through another site. So I did AI music, so that was AI music.
There
So
you go.
let's see who we got tonight.
Huh.
JVP was early. She said, "I'll be waiting."
Yep.
Colleen came
JPP.
in. Lucky
Colleen.
girl. Dave Hart, the Pepperidge Farm man.
What's up, David?
I'm still working on them cookies. I ate all the goldfish though, Dave. But I'm still working on the cookies. Bill Paparoose.
What's up, my brother?
I did watch a few minutes of your stream on my TV last night, Bill. But I told Mark why I was late, so he could tell you off camera all my fun life. Well, why I didn't jump in
Yeah.
the chat. I was exhausted. Um, we got Tom Kingery.
What's up,
Tom
Tom?
Kingery was Angie and Rick's stream last night where I was a guest. Javier Garcia, what's up, buddy?
Yep. Viento.
Long time listener.
Hello.
Viento, hey, buddy. Uh,
Timothy's here.
Timothy is here. Timothy is still not messaged me his address or
Oh.
not only his stickers, but that would have been the very first book ordered of Richie's
Ooh.
book. Ooh, but
Tim.
JBP got hers. Um, Bill H. Hey,
What's up, Bill?
George Elliott. Good to meet
George.
you. Uh,
George. It's a Mark.
oh, and Sam's here. Hey, Sam, the medical detectorist. Workman's is here.
Hey, Sam. Good to see you. Workman.
Yeah, one of the things, I said to Mark ahead of time, I said, this week is just as, even though since Sunday it's been a short week, but it's been a long week. Didn't really have think of things to talk about, but it just came to my mind because we talked about it on Angie and Rick's stream. And one of the questions Angie had asked me was, is there anybody out there I would like to detect with, or I would hope to one day, or something, look forward
Yeah.
to. No, I've detected with a lot of people. Like I really can't count on, how many times between group hunts or being invited by them or
Torchy.
at events. I've detected with a bunch. Hey, Torchy, a bunch of people. And I said probably Shane from Ohio River history because twice now I wasn't able to meet up with him when I was supposed to. Um, but I can't really like pick out any single person I haven't yet with because that would leave somebody else out, and I wouldn't intend that.
Yep.
But I mean, I would love to detect with everybody in here. But and I've detected kind of sort of with you. I come out
Yeah.
swinging.
That's what I was thinking. Yep.
Yeah. Um, so there's not many people that I haven't detected with that I've always wanted to. But something else. Ola Taka. Something else she
Oh,
said
you talker.
was that there's a lot of people she would love to detect with, but they're so much more experienced than her because they're still newbies, and she would feel intimidated, and they feel like they would say, "Oh, look at these newbies, they don't know, And I said, "Don't put that in your head. Look, as long as you're swinging flat, you're not arcing your swings,
Yeah.
you're swinging nice and low, you're digging proper plugs
Slow.
when you're where you need to be clean and neat."
Yep.
You got half the battle done. The other half of the battle is research and luck.
Yep.
And there's a little percentage in there is knowing your machine. So hey, headed to the creek. There's people there that have call
Crick.
themselves experts. Hey, Mud SWAT and
Hey, Mud
DB,
SWAT. DB.
um, call themselves experts but they buy a new machine every time one comes out or whatever, and they do that for views. I'm not gonna lie. We're on YouTube. I'm gonna tell you right now, I did it. Like uh, when the Vortex was first, the video was launched. It just so happened to be the day before I streamed. So yes, I put on my thumbnail that we were going to talk about the launch video. I did it because one, I wanted to talk with you guys and see how you felt about it. That was foremost. But it was like 10% was like, yeah, for views. That's what the thumbnail is for. And the title. Hey NorCal.
Hey, NorCal.
I said, but for anybody who's new, historic aerials helps. That's right, Timothy. For anybody who's new to detecting, don't ever feel intimidated by somebody you think is an expert. Even the most expert person out there isn't going to find everything and is going to miss things, or will have a skunk day where they don't find anything. Research is part of your battle, but you could find the most glorious looking old house, 250 years old, and lots of history around that house, and not find a dang thing in that dirt. It's happened. It looks like it's going to produce and nothing comes out of the ground.
Nothing. And then you go to this brand new house built up the road and you find silver, Wheaties, and everything else out of
Exactly.
there.
You
Yeah.
never know. I mean, your
Nope.
research is the biggest portion of finding places to hunt, and you hope they're productive. But there's never ever a guarantee. So any of you guys that are new, if you swing with somebody, hey Mudslinger, I
Hey,
find it. I
Mudslinger.
won't give up till I do. There, if people didn't drop stuff, there's nothing there. People have to have dropped things or tossed out metal things, buttons, shirts with buttons on them. What's up, Piney Man? So there's never any guarantee you're going to come, away from a hunt with handfuls of silver and coins like you see some people post on Facebook, or 3 gold coins in there.
Hey, Piney.
um, there's no, yeah, NorCal says it's location, location, location. Yes, and how do you get that
Yep.
location? Research. So I told her, like it doesn't matter what machine you're swinging, as long as it ain't one of those Chinese knockoffs, by the way, because those
Hey,
things are crap.
I love my Pankey. Okay, don't be bashing my Pankey.
Some of you luck out. Some of them you luck out with. I mean, I got a Chinese knockoff carrot. It's worked well. I give it to people that when they hunt with me and they don't have one.
Yep.
Scan hard. But oh, he asked me a question about Butch. Yeah, I will ask Butch.
Hey, 5 Mile.
So don't feel intimidated by the people you think are experts. You can have just as much luck as them with a bounty hunter Tracker 4 or another entry level machine. As a matter of fact, I always suggest to new people get a Tracker 4. They're cheap. They only have 2 tones, and there's no VDI, because you really shouldn't concentrate on the VDI. That should be just like a reference point for you. You should be listening and learning the tones on your machine, and we don't just mean the 3 tones or 5 tones or 50. There's nuances in those tones that will tell you pretty much what you're getting up. Nobody can know for sure until you dig it out. I mean, I'll always dig the 53 on my AT Pro because that's also in the gold and nickel range.
Yep.
But when it has that little blip in it, it kind of goes up a little bit in the middle of the beep. I know it's a headstand. I know every time I have not been wrong yet. I know it's a headstand, but I will continue to dig it.
Just in that off chance.
Yep, just on an off chance. New to this, and I have been researching areas in my city. I also enjoy getting out and listening to you folks and learning. That's another thing too. There's people out there that call themselves experts. I think Mark knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. I got a real good idea.
Yeah, the one that came out of retirement.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Vortex. Yeah. So there's people out there. They'll get a machine as soon as it comes out, and they'll put it up against this, or somebody will get an upgrade of their machine, and oh, look at all the things I missed. I'm so glad I bought this machine. Now you missed it, not because you had a different machine, just because you didn't swing over it. You can miss a small item by a fraction of an inch when you're swinging your W.
Well, that's what happened with Rob FL Thunder. He was swinging his machine and he just missed the target. his buddy come up behind him. I think it was a gold ring. He just didn't get it right over top of it, but his buddy did, and he dug it up. That was a gold ring.
Yeah, I've gone behind people, experts, and found things they missed right behind them.
Hey, Amanda.
You've been a beginner for a few years now. There's nothing wrong with it. Timothy says he loves pull tabs and nails. I will, depending on the age that I know of the area that I'm digging in, I may dig nails to get a better idea of how old. So if I find some rose heads or something, I know it's from the 1700s.
Yep.
Now Bruce said he's an expert at digging up pull tabs and square nails. See, that's what I mean, like with mud swat that there. I use the VDI more as a reference. More often than not, hey Amanda. More often than not, I will still dig something, even if my VDI says it's not something. I've dug some pretty nice buttons that were pretty scratchy, crappy, all over the place numbers. Yeah. So I don't always use that 100%. And I've dug the 2-foot deep can before because it sure sounds an awful lot like a shallow silver.
Yes, it does. I hate them
and then
things.
Because it's a 90, you're not giving up on it. No.
Well, see, I'm always worried, okay, when you come across that, you're like, should I dig it or should I not? Should I dig it? You're raising your coil up and it's still beeping, chirping away.
Right? Yeah, that's one way to tell.
What if it's a $50? I'm going to pass up this $50 because I'm like, oh, I'm up a foot and I'm still getting a signal. So what do? I dig the can.
Yeah. Yep. That's one way to tell for those who are new. Like, if you hear a really nice, loud, high tone and you think it's a silver, lift your coil up a good foot off the ground. If it's still loud, that's a can.
Yep.
100% of the time, that's a can.
Hey, Patrick.
You're still not sure? Lifted it up another 6 inches, 18 inches off the ground. That thing's still screaming at you. That is 100% a can. And Mudslinger said, ancient gold he found twice, and it was the first signal walking over to a spot he wanted to go to just by chance, maybe research, but not in the swing of it. Just fluke more than anything. Sam said, just put a shirt that showed 2627 on the legend, which is nickel pull tab range. Turned out to be a bracelet. May not
I would have dug it.
Yeah, exactly. Mud swat. Here you go. He's got 100% right there. I always wonder about the ones I've walked over. I'll be honest, because of my back, I'll cherry pick. Who didn't I say hi to, by the way? You said hi to.
Grommets. They do, Bill. I agree with you, man. Those brass grommets, oh man, they sound so sweet coming through the headphones. You're like, oh, I got me nice silver. Nope.
Yeah, if I don't hear any good tones while I'm swinging that I want to dig, then I'll go dig those iffies.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I do, I'm honest, and even when I'm in Civil War sites, I do try to avoid digging iron. I just don't want to.
Yeah, much what? Yep.
Dig what happened. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what Taka said here. Boom. Let me get my translate up. Translator.
Hey, Silver Assassin.
Pretty good, Taka. Hey, Silver Assassin. Yeah, I can't talk tonight. Oh yeah, since Brian's here, I was gonna talk. I'm gonna make another post about the property in Vermont that I was inviting people onto a group hunt, and so I can see who exactly wants to go. It's May 16th through 18th. I know I asked Brian and his Silver Saturday mornings. Guys are up early on Saturday mornings. You should check out Silver Assassin and Wicked Digger, and I think there's 2 or 3 others. All the nights are taken up, so they went to the mornings. Mudswat said his best find was an overload.
So I don't mind digging square nails. Period. I just like that. I don't mind digging them.
Oh, hey, Patrick. I knew I missed somebody. My shoulders are doing better. The left one slowly. Right one is doing all right. It's just building up the stamina and strength because, it's amazing when you're old. You don't do anything for a month and your muscles just go, oh, yeah, you're not using us. See. So that's mostly what I'm doing. I still get a little pain in the front, but that's slowly fading. All right, Brian, let me know. I know there's a couple other people. I know Casey, the Heat 8 kid, was thinking about coming, so I'm waiting to hear back from him. I know Mike Lyman, Mally Man. Um, I don't forget. I forget. I think he's working that weekend or something. I don't know. I asked him. Let's see what he said here.
Yeah, but I don't think they do either. Mudswat.
Was that?
The overload. The newer machines don't have that overload feature. The screen flashes overload.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Troy, what's up?
For those who want to know, Talca said warm greetings and a big hug from Chile to all of you friends who are now connected live with our friend Rachel. Gracias, Talca.
Gracias. Angie, Rick, how
Cool,
you
Brian.
doing?
I hope you do make it. Angie and Rick was just talking about your stream last night with me as a guest. I finally made it. Uh, so like I said to those, I know there's a few in here that are, haven't been at it that long. And, hey, LL, don't ever feel
Keep digging.
intimidated by another detectorist.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're swinging a foot off the ground and like this, And if you're going to detect, if somebody invites you to detect, or you end up detecting with somebody you feel is more experienced than you, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, a lot of times they don't mind helping out. Yeah,
No,
if you team up with a good person, a good buddy. Yep. And what
exactly.
I like too is like the people you're with, they get more excited about your finds than they do about their own finds.
Truth.
That's just that just makes you feel a little better.
Tim said he likes swinging like a banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my sister's only detected 4 times officially now. So only 3 times because 2 events, and then I took her to a park, and I dropped her off at Come Out Swinging because I had the follow up appointment on my shoulder. And I had to drive back from PA to New Jersey for that, and then back to PA again. Kind of threw it out of the car, but uh, she had made a friend while we were at dinner, and then uh, I also talked to Tim and Kathy Lynch. And so when I dropped her off, I said, just find Tim and Kathy. They don't mind, and they'll help you out when you find something.
Yep.
Hey, Lucky Duck fell asleep. Love watching my friends find treasure more. Yeah, one of these days I'm
Yeah.
going to drive south and hunt with Timothy. I need to join the South Jersey Metal Detecting Club because I like the hunt at Atsean Lake. It used to be an open hunt. Um, yeah, so she was out there. She was, she digs every signal, and they helped her out,
Yeah.
so. And then when she did the seated hunt, they were busy finding their coins. I wasn't because I didn't participate really.
Right.
And Robert was like, "Oh, you can walk with her, while she's doing the seated."
Hi,
So
Colleen.
she found 1/4. So she did all right for like literally the first time really doing a seated hunt.
Hmm.
So
Well, heck, I dig quarter signals all day. I love digging them. They add up quick. I don't care if you're clad or silver. I'm still digging them.
Bill H said, "I'm so new. I've only found a rusty bent nail. That means you're digging every signal. So nothing wrong with that. That's what I tell people that are new to
Yep.
detecting that come to dig stock and see all the cool finds, and they're like, oh, I just found this, and maybe a nail, maybe a head stamp, and a couple little pieces of crap, and I'm like, you're looking at trash. That's where you're gonna go put it." I said, but what I see is somebody that's digging every signal.
That's the only way to
So,
learn.
yep. And so the only reason why you didn't walk up here with buttons is because you didn't swing over one. If you dug these things, you're digging every signal you hear. That's proof right there. A lot of it's luck. Searched from the age of 3 for fossils. Then by 10, I got my first detector, a C scope.
Yep.
It was always in me to find stuff from the ground. My neck points down.
So does mine. Yep.
Yeah, I get it, Mudslinger. When
Yeah.
I was
As soon as I
little, we
got in my
used to.
car, oh, go
We
ahead,
used,
Rach.
huh?
Go ahead, Rachel.
Oh no, I was gonna say when I was little, we used to go underneath the boardwalk and wait for people to drop change.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what I do. I always have my head down when I'm walking, not because I'm depressed, because I'm looking for that change, that something. So,
yeah, I walk. I'm like, it's probably depression. I just happen to find things.
yep.
Now it's like I'm looking at the ground because I have to keep my eyes on where I'm walking. So because I walk with mail every day.
Patrick's got a good question. Is there a website to find the upcoming hunts, if there is such a thing?
You're on Facebook. There's a couple Facebook pages. One is Seeded and Natural Hunts. He actually will have uh, hunts posted on there. Then there's Northeast and Canada, mostly events Facebook page that will have events listed on them. Websites themselves, I haven't looked at one in a long time, so I really can't say for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I know American Digger magazine, if people send their hunt flyers in, he does put them up. So you might check their website maybe. American Digger magazine. But because I've seen Butch ask.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you live at, Patrick?
In a house? Oh, sorry.
Well, he could live in a tent. You don't know. I'll be supposing.
I took a friend to Techni, never has. Wow, no kidding, NorCal.
Nice. That was very nice, you NorCal. I was trying to tell my sister the signals to dig because we were at a very busy park. There's lots of other signals there, but I told her which ones to listen for. The most accurate metal detector is a shovel scoop.
That's so true. Because how many freaking coins and stuff have you nicked or just flat out hit dead on? I believe it, NorCal.
Yeah. Well, my sister didn't find anything very exciting because every time I told her to dig this signal, she was over 5 feet away digging a different one.
Yeah.
Then I would run the AT Pro because that's what I gave her to use over, a, a better signal. And I'm like, this is what you're listening for.
Rogersville.
You believe it or not, almost all of us have nicked a coin that we've dug.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't because I'm always off. So because of that, now I dig giant plugs. Hey, Brian Ollier.
Oh, hey, Brian.
Nice big ones.
Taco.
No, I'm terrible about pinpointing with my machine. I think it's just like a mental block, like algebra.
Could be. Pointing.
You lost your
I got.
sound.
Oh, really? Still
Yeah,
here?
just for a minute.
Okay. And yeah, when I had my Equinox, I was real good at pinpointing. I was like, boom, spot on. When I got my Legend, I'm like, holy crap, I can't pinpoint where crap now. It's like, I'm off.
Yeah, they told me when I got my Knox, they were like, "Oh, you'll pinpoint better with it," and I'm like, "Not really. I'll think it's here, but like, and it'll
Yeah.
actually be closer to you like that." I'm usually digging in the side of my hole like this
Yep.
with my hand digger. Where the heck is it? No, I don't care.
Nice, Tim. Coke and milk time.
No, this is cake and milk.
I meant to say cake. Why did I say Coke?
Because I
I
just
for some
did this.
reason I think it might have been it. Yeah, or that I had Laverne and Shirley on the brain.
Pepsi and milk.
Yeah, Pepsi milk, Coke milk.
That's
Yeah,
that was what Laverne drank. I
yeah.
never dared to try it.
There's JPP.
Hey, JBP.
Off the top of my head, I don't know, Colleen. You'd have to, like Rachel was saying, look at this Facebook post.
Yeah, I know I saw something um for in June, but I don't remember what it was, and I don't think it was all that close either. But I'll look to see if I can see it again, Colleen, and I'll send it to you. But
That's pretty cool, Taka. Stacy.
he said when he got the gift, the 25 cent, the quarter that actually Team Lynch sent you that. You should be getting the stickers and actually another coin that I put in there any day soon. Um, but he said that a friend who has a coin collector has more than 1,800 coins from various countries and fell in love with his coin, and he wanted to buy it from him. He said no because I took so long to mail him his stickers that he
Mm-hmm.
had won that I threw a V nickel as a little extra gift from
Oh,
him.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Colleen, what part of the PA are you going to be in? Which part of PA? Eastern or western side?
What did Colleen say? The Michigan. Oh,
Yeah, she'll
that
be
might
in
be the one I was
PA.
talking about.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, where in PA you gonna be in June? Me
Hmm.
and Mark are waiting.
Yep, we're. Come on, Colleen. We don't have all day. You're holding up the talk. Come on.
So who's the guest tonight? My thumbnail didn't say there was a guest in there.
I don't think so. Oh, York County. No, you'll be way on the other side from me.
Oh, that's closer to me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The guest
Oh,
tonight.
I just noticed your name there, Sir Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Dave Hart's in Lancaster.
Yeah.
I'm using the lead Anglo-Saxon vat as a fruit bowl. Well, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool. Patrick is in Upper East Tennessee.
Collie says you can go whichever way to get home to North Carolina. Hey, Mark the Senile.
Oh,
Look
there
at
he
that.
is.
Patrick and Mark are here. Your full name's here.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm watching you guys chat way there.
So was I. Don't feel bad. Yeah. Watching it.
You know, we try to get our topics from you guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any of you guys want to be a guest, help you up on here with us.
Yeah.
What do we charge now? $15 a minute or something like that for a guest?
Yeah. You know, we're all just trying to make a living here.
That's it.
I mean, nobody's playing my playlist while they're sleeping in at a 1.5 times speed. You know, they'll help out my hours because they have drops since no content.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to beg. But, you know, you could. I've done it for a few people. I can only do it on mine like once because, you know, my IP address is the same. YouTube knows.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
certainly
when
not.
you get a VPN. This way, you just pretend you're over in Russia and watch it, then shoot over to China and watch it.
Yeah, there you go. Does your wig fit better with the short hair, Mark?
Yeah, that's why I cut
Yeah.
it, NorCal. Yeah, my hair was getting too long and couldn't hide under the wig anymore.
Hey, Cliff. I was talking about you last night too.
Hey, Relic Rat.
I think we were on the subject of who we detect with and all that, and who we'd like to meet and stuff like that. And uh, there were just so many people and so much going on. I didn't really get to spend time with Cliff at Digstock,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yep.
That's all right. Long as we wake up with the grass under our feet each day, we always have time. Everybody's saying hi.
Yeah. I think my sound card is starting to go out in my computer because it's cutting in and out real bad.
Well, you only cut out for me like once.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cliff said we passed each other about 10 times. Yeah, but there's a lot going on. I mean, I know we said hi, but didn't really get to spend time.
Hmm.
Are you having a hard time hearing me?
Every once in a while, it cuts out. Yeah, every
It could
once in a
even be
while.
my it could even be my internet. Who knows? It likes to freeze me up sometimes and then speed me
Yeah.
up to catch up.
That part cracks me up when that happens.
I mean, I don't know why I pay for the highest speed internet because like it seems to be the same as a cheap one. So I know it's not my computer because it's fairly new still.
Ooh.
Let's see what he's at.
Okay, Angie, you got me perplexed now. I'm curious.
Uh-oh, she opened the door.
Yeah, she opened the door on something.
Yup.
I just got done mowing. Don't ask where I have grass. I have to ask.
Hmm.
You set me up for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the translation from Taka in the chat for what he said to all of you in the chat. Who, by the way, if we get Cape Cod Magnafishing's wife to translate, he will be a guest next week. So,
Cool.
because we need an interpreter, because mi español is no bueno. I don't know enough anyway.
Oh, very good friends. Oh, thank you, Taka.
Yeah, Taka's awesome, and we'll all get to know him better. So, spread the word. He'll be here if everything works out next Wednesday. Well, next Wednesday you'll know because he'll be on the thumbnail. Bill said you have grass in your bleep.
Bleep.
All right, Patrick, we ain't
Okay,
going
Pat.
nowhere yet.
Yep.
So the weather is getting nicer for most of the country anyway. We just had a giant fire in South Jersey though.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah. As far as I know, it's still going. They had like part of the parkway closed, and it was down by. I used to live in the one town, Ware Town, when I was a kid. Wasn't an exit for it back then. Now there's one.
Right.
Um, so I don't know.
Oh, nice mudslinger. Rapier sword. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
I know that the up north is getting a little springy up there. Um, so hopefully people are starting to get out. That's why I also made the I wanted to get a group together in May. um, although the bears will really be really hungry, so you may if you camp up there, it's 100% primitive. That means hanging your food from the tree and digging holes when you go. But
Huh.
I wanted to get up there before the weeds grew, because when I went, not last October, but I went for the first and only time there so far. The October before, and the weeds were like up to my chest in the open
Yeah.
areas by the house on the actual road, um, is all covered in weeds. But in the woods, it's clear. You can swing real easy in
Yep.
between the trees, no problem. Patrick has returned. The bears are around his mother-in-law's house in Connecticut. Nice, JVP. At least you found things.
Fire up there. Wow. I gotta start watching the news more often. I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff.
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
What was that? You got a what?
I gotta start watching the news again. Yeah, I'm missing so much stuff.
Oh, I got it on Facebook because that's where I get all news. Because if
Okay.
it's on the internet, it's true.
Two.
No, I know. It was on one of the police pages, state troopers or something. Let's see. The grass is too high already around where NorCal lives. Thank you, Piney Man. I love the noise they make. It's like a lion's fighting. Oh, the bears. Yeah.
Ouch.
When I was younger, I went on this. I used to go on these camping trips with this group called what was it? Project Use,
Oh.
Urban Suburban Environment. But because I grew up camping all the time, um, I went with them, even though I didn't live in the urban areas. Um, so one of the excursions was a 2 week long, or no, it was 6 week long. They called it the Jersey Journey. We did the entire circumference of New Jersey from
Okay.
up in the mountains, up in the Watchung Mountains. We hiked all the way to the Delaware River. Then we canoed all the way down to Salem, where the nuclear plant was. We stayed there a couple of days toward the plant and all that stuff. We biked all the way down to Cape May, back up again,
Wow.
um, all the way to, I think, just past Wildwood, I think. No, to Forked River. Then we sailed from Forked River to Teaneck. Then we rode bikes again from Teaneck back up into the mountains. Let me know, the bikes they gave us were 1 speed.
Oh my God.
North Jersey's all mountains. But one of the things they do on these excursions, I've gone on 1 week ones and weekenders. They take each of the teens, because most of us were teenagers,
Hey, Mike
and
and
they
Mike.
do, hey, Mike. They do, hey, Liz, digging Canuck.
Oh, hey,
They do
Liz.
what they called solo. So they would take us and they would put us about, I don't know, maybe 100 yards apart or so,
Yeah.
with just your backpack, a tarp, a rope, and like some emergency provisions from the army, like canned crackers. I don't know if you ever had them.
No, I haven't had the pleasure.
Well, it's a real pleasure. And so you set up your little campsite with the rope and the tarp, making a little best you can tent and all that stuff. And because this was a 6 week thing I did, I think we had a solo for 3 days, 72 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I know a bear passed me. It woke me up in the middle of the night. Wasn't looking for food because I didn't have any. Like for the second
Yeah.
day, I ate those 3 crackers in a can, and but I heard it going by. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Uh, but it was. I mean, it was fun. It was an experience, but yeah, I didn't like that part. But it was, it was a brown bear. So
Yep.
they're not. I think those are ones aren't as aggressive as the black bears, and none of them are as bad as grizzlies.
Oh, grizzlies and what other one? Polar
Polars.
bears.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll tear you up.
they'll eat you.
Yep.
Black bear and a brown bear kill you, but then once you're dead, they're just like, you're no fun.
Yeah.
They'll leave you. But no, I just lay there in my little tiny tarp, hoping he didn't smell me, didn't hear me. No, but that was an experience though. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's why I think I told you the story about, like Jesus walked on water. I ran on water.
Yeah.
We were,
Oh, when you're in that river or a creek or something. Yeah.
yeah, I was on the Delaware River and we were tubing. This was probably a year later. And I mean, I think I did see the stick sticking up out of the water. And but I went over that stick and the stick touched my butt. Now, my frontal lobe up here knew it was a stick, but that primal fear part back here swore it was a dead man's hand trying to grab me. I was up out of that tube and running across to the shore. And I refused to get back in that tube. I'm like, I'm not tubing anymore. I'm done for the day. I will hike down to the meeting spot. I'll probably walk faster than you guys are tubing anyway.
Yeah.
Piney said he eats military sea rations. His father was in the Army and Air Force.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've had sea rations, but they gave us those canned crackers, and they're awful. I mean, I don't know if there's much you could do for those things there. But I've had sea rations. Some aren't so bad. Now they make those survivor meals. You can get them at La Cabela's.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
When Superstorm Sandy hit, like everything was out here, everything, electricity, everything. There was no power, there was no food. And they gave all the people that were still in their homes like a case of these survival dinners. Like you open up, it has everything in it. So you open up the box, and inside is like a plastic bag and something else, and you put the water on this and put the food bag in that, and it'll heat it up. Like if you had beef stew, the beef stew is actually really good. And they were like 2,000 calorie packs. So you had lunch in there, like graham cracker and some peanut butter, M&Ms if you were lucky.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, see, Piney said the canned crackers were nasty. They were awful. They had like, I don't even know. They had like, I mean, I've eaten stale before.
Yeah.
Checking a cracker in the cabinet. Is this good? No, that's stale.
Yeah.
These are beyond that. In the UK, you need not worry about being eaten unless they let the Amazon folk in. They're called MREs.
Yep.
Yeah,
Meals ready to eat. Yep.
But some of them weren't really that bad. They were actually fairly decent. I would take them for lunch at work. It's like in the winter, if I want something hot,
Yep.
I'll just bring that, open them up the little foil thing, put the water in there, put the food in that, and then heated it up in like 3 minutes.
You don't have to worry about a microwave. It's all right there.
Yep. You just open up the bag. There's a little spoon in there. And you just eat. They had spaghetti and meatballs. They had like chicken soup, chicken and dumplings, I think. Like I said, the beef stew was actually really good.
I think I might have had the beef stew.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna like stock up for apocalypse, I think I would get just all beef stews because it was actually really good. The other ones were okay. Gentle Ben's there. A couple years ago, I was detecting one of my spots, and in my area, actually on a route in my town where I deliver mail, a bear was spotted, and I think I was going detecting like a day or two later, so I was paying attention to where he was spotted, and it kept being on the other side of the highway. So I went detecting anywhere in this spot, and I was like, well, last time he was spotted, he was still on the by the ocean, not on the dry side where I was at. So I should be fine. I'm up there just a beeping away, and I get home after detecting all day, and that's how I came up with the idea for the video where it says all the bears.
Yeah.
because I checked the latest updates on him, and he had passed by sometime at some point by my area
Yeah.
because he was like 3 towns over on the dry side. I was like,
Yeah.
oh. So at some point he was probably in the woods, but I was, 50, 100 yards away just detecting and beeping. Some bears are some bears friendly? No, they're wild animals. I mean, I know that cubs have
Well,
been raised by, and
well,
are friendly with the rescuers if they can't be released. But I wouldn't say they're 100% friendly. I
well, I
mean,
know a couple. I know Yogi and Boo Boo. They're pretty
oh yeah,
friendly.
yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, boo boo.
Boo
Uh,
Boo.
like that dude in California that was like, he thought he was friends with those grizzly bears, and then one day they found parts of him. Those bears weren't your friends. I would put a stuffed deer on a line to drag behind me to give me some warning. I mean, it's rare around me to see a bear where I'm at. That was probably the second one that I can remember, and that was in the last decade. But a lot of that is because they are being chased from North Jersey because up in the mountains and western New Jersey where there's more farmland, they keep building thousands of units of housing
Yeah.
because we're having
Yep.
a housing crisis. We don't have a housing shortage. But where do they expect the wildlife to go?
No, I agree with you there. I do. Because they get all, everybody gets all angry. Oh, I hit a deer with my car. Well, but before that road was there, that was their home probably.
Like, oh, stupid deer. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you're not a natural predator. Look, it took eons for deer to recognize, natural predators.
Yep.
Wild dog, coyotes, um, pumas. You know, uh, they only learn to fear us if that herd has ever been shot at. You know,
Yep.
they don't really fear us really. We're just weird looking, and they'll dart off and then turn around and stare at you. They don't do that with a predator. So cars have only been around 120 something years now, maybe 100, yeah, about 120 years. So we're not a natural predator when we're driving a car. It's 60, 70 miles an hour. So that's why they stare at you in the middle of the road. What the hell is that? Poof. That's it. Now you know. My
There you
dad
go,
did that.
Patrick.
The one side of the deer was destroyed, but the other side was still good meat. Some people say eat garlic, it'll make you go down better. uh, yeah, the bears don't only like berries; they will eat what they got to eat if they're hungry. And the grizzly and the polar bear will definitely eat you
Hmm.
without even thinking twice. That looks yummy.
I can't remember what park I was in, but it just had rained, and I was, beeping away, and I looked down, and I'm like, man, some big paws there for a dog. Then I'm walking up further, and they're getting there, and I'm like, that ain't a dog, that's a bear. So the track went that way. I went that way.
There you go. Yep.
Yep. Nope.
Piney had a bear on his game camera on his property last year. Dan Nelson, Dan's Lanyards, he's been posting a couple pictures. He had one bear a few days ago on his game cam, or he might have been taking it out of his house. I'm not sure. Then there was two bears, and then the latest one, I think it was today. He was like, and now they've brought a friend with them. There's three bears. So there are bears
Good one,
on
Bill.
that Vermont property that I have.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, we didn't see any fresh evidence, but I went in October, so.
Yeah. I'll just bring my Batman shark repellent. Remember that from that episode?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't
Hopefully
know if
it'll
they
work on
just
a
passed
bear.
through or if they, I don't know if there's any dens or anything. But there was evidence. There was more porcupine evidence than anything.
Oh
There were some moose
wow.
track. There were some moose tracks, but I didn't see any moose. Didn't see any bear. Didn't even see a porcupine. Just saw a lot of porcupine scat. And then it's been so long since humans have been there that the chipmunks weren't even afraid of me or the squirrels. They were like right next to me, looking at me like, "What are you?" Like I caught one on the video, you know. And the squirrel got closer to me than the chipmunk, but the chipmunk wasn't more than 5 feet from me.
Thanks, Taka.
Thank you, Talker. But yeah, it was. I was kayak fishing along the shore of a cove just around
That's
the
right,
corner
Bill.
from the cabins on my Canadian lake. I heard a loud rustling, looked up, and a bear was right above me on the rock. Ooh, I probably would have filled that kayak.
I know I'd have filled my pants.
I would have overflowed and filled that kayak. Just remember,
Very
if
true,
going to
Bill.
bear country, take someone who is slower than you. Oh, heck yeah.
Yep.
That's why I also like when I go camping and stuff like that, even when I was younger, I would make sure there was a minimum 2 people in the tent with me, one on either side.
Yep.
Not that I don't love you, but something's coming to get us. I want a good
That's
chance of getting out.
well, love only goes so far. Love's only so far.
Uh, Colin said, "Of course, I backed up, and before I could get a picture, he went into the trees. Of course, he was camera shy.
Hmm.
If you're fishing, make the other person carry the fish. There you go. If they were faster, tripped them.
That's when I'm starting to throw rocks at him, Patrick, trying to beam him in the head. This way they fall over.
We start running and you look faster. I am definitely going to take your kneecap as
Yep.
fast as I can. You going slower than me. But I might be old and broken right now, but I can, if I need to, I can run. Make it mad. Yeah, don't run from a bear. They are speedy little guys. Not for long, but they are. I've lived in an area with bears, but I never really, except for that one camping excursion. That's the only time I really seen one out in the wild. I've seen evidence, plenty enough, but another blurry picture. Only moose I saw so far was when my sister and I were driving to Maine. Um, it was at night, and up ahead I saw like about 3 or 4 cars that were pulled over with their flashers on. And this is all going like in milliseconds in my brain. I'm like, why are they all pulled over there? You know, like why are they all pulled over on the shoulder? So I went to get into the left lane. While that I'm thinking that, just I don't know what's going on up there. Just as I go to get into the left lane, huge moose right in front of my car.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she wasn't standing. I think a truck may have hit her first,
Yeah,
and then these people all banged into her because she was huge.
I
She
bet.
took the whole
Yeah.
lane, and yeah, I just kept going though. Nobody had like passing the cars. They didn't have severe front end damage. So
Hey,
hey, ficus and toast. But yeah, that was my first. Hey, Richie, that was
hey,
my
Rich.
first and only moose. She happened to be unalived. It's funny. That's another thing. People won't say certain words on YouTube because you'll get demonetized or they'll take your video down, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Don't you think after a while YouTube will catch on to that you're using other words for it, like unalived and pew pew?
Nope.
Eventually it will. But somebody was talking about it the other day, another channel that I was watching wasn't metal detecting, but they were like talking about something. They were like, "Oh yeah, you can't say this. Starts with a D, ends with a D." But so he was like, so you got to say unalived. I'm like, why? That's stupid. Just say the moose was dead.
That's it.
It was a deceased moose. Maybe those cars were pulled over to get some meat. I don't know.
I think I would have, especially if it was fresh. Hell yeah.
No, yeah, she was fresh.
Yep.
I don't. I guess people do eat moose. I don't know, but I think they do.
I would have
Uh,
to say yeah.
Out of date moose. Cut off horns. No, I don't know if she had horns. I didn't really like. I think her butt was on my side. Skin 'em, pilgrim. Richie said moose meat is good.
Okay, there
I,
we go. I was gonna say when we asked Richie or somebody from up Maine, I didn't want to like just put you out there, Rich.
yeah, I haven't eaten moose. I haven't eaten bear meat. I heard bear meat's pretty good too. Um, yeah, Piney said moose tastes good too. The only weird things I've eaten, what we would consider here weird, because we don't eat moose here. Um, I've eaten frog legs, and I've eaten snapping turtle, and I've eaten raccoon. Probably, Timothy. I think they were, but
Oh,
I wasn't
cool.
sticking around. Oh, Amanda said they grew up eating moose, deer, elk. People along the road cutting roadkill horns. That's because they're too lazy to walk in the woods and just get the shed. I've had bison, wasn't a fan. Did I had, I think I did I had a bison burger. So I did have bison.
That's true, Rich. See, I
I
heard
did.
that too, Workman. Rattlesnake's very good tasting.
I heard that too. I could tell you what raccoon tastes like. It's not chicken.
Yeah.
Brian said he had bear, didn't like it. I heard rattlesnake and alligator tail is good.
Okay, Rich.
That's cool, Dave. Cook the water mushroom. That's what I heard. I heard squirrel tastes like chicken. Um, Actually, we were just talking about the other day because somebody said something about like all the pigeons were missing in a city because people were eating them.
Yeah.
And I said, people do eat. They used to, and I'm sure they still do eat pigeons. I said, I never understood it because they're bony. They don't have a whole lot of meat. But I also
Hey,
know people
Robbie.
still used to and still do eat. Hey, Rob, still do eat squirrel. I haven't eaten squirrel, but people still do eat squirrel.
Mr. FL Thunder, howdy, howdy.
Most things you do not eat and are edible taste like crap. Well, raccoon tastes like duck, dark, greasy meat.
Ugh, nah.
Yeah. Fika says squirrel's real good. I heard it was.
Rob, you should have been here about 40 minutes earlier. Troy was here.
Piney lived in Florida for 35 years and ate a lot of alligator. I honestly didn't eat any alligator while I was down there. I lived there 3 years. Mudslinger loves duck, roasted duck. I don't like duck.
Nope,
No, I start
7:30,
at
buddy.
7:30.
Hey, Rob, did you ever look at that picture I sent you through Messenger? Just curious. If you had a poo-poo platter, you had squirrel.
Well, I know supposedly if you eat Chinese food, you've had cat, so maybe a little rat. I don't know. The chicken does have a weird texture. I'm just saying.
I sent it yesterday, Rob. If that helps you.
I used to eat mugugai pan, and that's the weirdest chicken texture you ever had.
No, I stick
Oftentimes
with
it's
General
short.
So.
Well, I don't really eat it anymore, but I used to really like mugugai pan. But I'll eat Singapore made fun. Uh, there's no chicken in that. It's shrimp though. Um, and I'll eat pretty much I just eat sweet and sour chicken
Ooh, yeah.
with chicken fried rice.
Whenever I order Chinese, that's Piper's go-to right there. She's just, yep,
Sweet and
the
sour
sweet
chicken.
sour. Yep.
Oh, I love it. Since everything tastes like chicken, why don't eggs? I just said the raccoon didn't taste like chicken. I don't eat any meat from a Chinese restaurant. The texture is off. Well, I have really good friends that own their own restaurant. I know it's actual meat, so I eat theirs because I know I've been in the kitchen. But try barbecue raccoon.
Hey, Fred. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Frederick.
I'm getting hungry now since we started talking about food. I
Yeah,
was okay.
I don't remember how the raccoon I ate was cooked. It was a girl that I worked with. She brought it in. Her grandmother cooked it. Beef
If
or
the
chicken with broccoli.
if the grandmother cooked it, you know it was good then.
Colleen loves some Jersey shrimp and corn. I miss the most from living up north.
Oh, okay, Mark.
I don't know. I don't really eat too much seafood, believe it or not, even though I grew up here. I didn't eat mussels until maybe 15 years ago. Because when I was growing up, they wash up on the shore all the time. Big clump of mussels stuck to seaweed, you know. And so when I see mussels in a restaurant, when I was younger, I would think, well, they're just picking them up off the beach. All these dead mussels, you know. So I wouldn't eat them.
Yeah.
I don't eat a lot of clams. I eat cherry stone mostly, and I don't eat crabs because I don't eat spiders, and I don't eat lobster because I don't eat cockroaches.
Okay.
But I will eat ants. So yeah, I eat shrimp.
Hey, ants are packed with protein.
Yeah.
You got to eat a lot of them to get any benefit from it. But hey, they're protein rich.
Giveaway is still going on until Friday at midnight. Follow the video prompts and send me a guess. You want to put your link in there, Rob? Rip the weed and get it down you with salt, vinegar, and pepper. Crabs and clams on Hacks Point, Maryland, and my great aunt's crab cakes. I make chicken cakes.
For the longest time, I hated crab cakes, and then just like recently, like last year, I started liking them.
Crab cakes?
Yeah, crab cakes. Yep.
I don't know if I would like crab now, but I didn't eat it at all. I mean, I've been crabbing growing up. I just wouldn't eat them.
Yep. No problem,
But
Patrick.
I can't now anyway because I've happily developed this lovely shellfish allergy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could eat it. I don't get anaphylactic. I just get really like I drank a few glasses of wine, like all tingly and numb and
Okay.
stupid. And
Well, good night, Patrick.
good night, Patrick. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Rob.
Rob. Yeah, I'm gonna pin that to the top before we get over here so people can hit on it after this if you want it on Rob's giveaway. Not all crab cakes are made equal. When I went to the Bahamas, though, I didn't eat really in the resort area. I went into the other end of the island to a place called the Chicken Shack, and I would
Mm.
get conch fritters. And like if you went to the restaurant at the resort, It was like $20 to have three conch fritters that were like this big, and it was all the cornbread dough,
Dough, yeah.
and maybe one little piece of conch in there. But I would go to this little place called the Chicken Shack. It was where the locals, like a little local dive bar, and I would get a pile like this,
Oh wow.
full of conch, and for half the money.
I was gonna say for a hell of a lot cheaper.
JBP said loves chicken. I could eat it 3 meals a day plus for a snack. I'm not a huge chicken. I don't hate chicken. It's I'd rather have beef. I eat a lot of chicken, but I'd much rather have beef. Richie said now he wants some fried clams. Now I like some fried clams, but they got to be the small cut, not the big chunky. Maryland crab cakes made with Old Bay seasoning on plain white bread with ketchup. Now that's how us Maryland natives eat a crab cake sandwich. Colleen said conch is so good. It was good. I didn't actually have a reaction to it, so that's why I liked it even more. I used to. They were good. When I went to the Bahamas, I also drank a lot of sky juice. That's really good. There's sky juice and gully wash. They're both made with
That's not
coconut
good.
water. Well, actually, coconut milk and coconut water. And one has rum, and the other one's made with gin. I hate gin, but I'll tell you what, they both taste really good. That's all I drank the whole time I was there. No water, no soda, nope, just gully wash
This
and sky juice. And the little chicken shack I went to, well, that was the name of the chicken shack. She would make it by the gallon. I watched her make it in a gallon milk jug.
oh wow.
Hmm. And then we found a guy that was selling water bottle sized bottles of it at the back of his car. They were sealed. I don't know how the heck he sealed them. He obviously made them at home, but they were sealed. So we bought a whole bunch, and I mean, literally, that's the only thing I drank the whole time I was there. From the time I got up in the morning, poured it in my coffee, to the time I went to bed. There's gully wash and sky juice. They were really good. I'm going to go out there one day and have some more. Be too much of a hassle to make it here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to the Bahamas myself.
I didn't go to Nassau. I went to the Grand Bahamas.
Oh, did you?
Less,
Yeah, I went to Nassau.
less people there. It's not as big as Nassau.
Yeah.
And like I said, I hung out on the island with the people. Rented a car and just hung out on the island. Made a
How
friend
long were you
actually.
there for?
I was there the whole weekend, Friday through Monday.
Oh, okay.
My friend and I went out there and we made a friend with a girl that worked at one of the resorts. She was one of those people that would like get people to go to the timeshare presentation.
Yeah.
But we ended up becoming friends with her. So we spent the entire weekend with her. So her name was Kizzy. And then I was like, this is cool because now anytime I go back to the Grand Bahamas, because you can fly there too, I got a place to stay. I don't have to worry about getting a resort and all that stuff.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but unfortunately, she died. And this is back when
Oh,
Facebook had changed notifications. Like you had to follow people. And if you like, so you had to go back on all your friends and follow them. And I was like,
yeah.
I was wondering why I hadn't heard from her for a while, a good 6 months or so, because she would message me every now and then, and I would see her posts and stuff like that. And then I didn't for a while, so I was like, no, I just happened to notice, and so I went to her page, and everybody's like, oh, I can't believe you're gone. Oh, we were missing. I was like, oh my gosh.
Uh,
Thank you, Facebook, for changing your notification settings and not grandfathering in the friends people already have.
yep.
Because I used to get every single person I was friends with on Facebook. I saw everything they posted, always in my feed. Now my feed's full of people that I don't know, and a whole bunch of ads for every one post I
Yep.
see. And the posts I do see are usually 3 to 5 days late.
That's why I don't bother with Facebook.
Now I'm seeing Happy Easter from people. I'm like, oh, that was 3 days ago. Only fish stuff I had was freshwater fish and shrimp. That's what JPB said. Ooh, that would have been nice, Bill. It's all gone. Oh, as you guys can see, Nightbot's been sharing Madison Main's link to his
Yep.
book. If you guys want to get one for yourself, JBP could tell you what it's about, whether she likes it or not. I'm pretty sure by now she started to read it. The Duke of Wellington. Well, folks, we went over a little bit.
Yep.
So, like I said, next week, Cape Cod, his wife helps out with translator.
Translator.
Huh?
I just repeat what you said. Translator.
Oh. Oh, Paparusa started to read it too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have Taka on next week. So everybody get to know him a little better. You'll know for sure if you keep an eye out for the thumbnail. If he's on it, he's our guest. And we will have Cape Cod's wife as a translator. And so this way, everybody get to know him a bit more. And again, the video for Rob's giveaway contest is pinned. So if you want to check it out after this, feel free.
Yep.
JVP got it last Wednesday, but super busy. Going to start reading it. Thank you again, Jersey Ray, for the book. You're welcome. Thank Richie.
Awesome.
He wrote it. So yeah, the Nightbot's been sharing that link if you would like to check out the book for yourself or check out any of his books. 2 under Richie Kemp and like 5 or 6 under Madison Main.
Madison, Maine.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, keep your eye out for all the live streams all week long. Tomorrow is the Dream Stream.
No, it's Friday. We changed.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah.
See, I was already thinking I switched to Thursday. Tomorrow is Ohio River History.
Yep.
And I don't even remember who else, but I'm sure there's people streaming. And Friday is the Dream Stream.
Yep. And half of us are in here in chat already.
Also have the I Dig Friday. Saturday morning you have the Silver City mornings or Silver Saturday mornings. That's Silver Assassin and Wicked Digger and a couple others. Saturday nights is North Diggers.
I think it's
you know,
close,
Richie, I'm never going to say it right. But anyway, it's Madison, Maine, DF Digger, a few others.
Yep.
Sunday is Treasure Sunday. Sunday morning is Digging Canuck.
Mr. Rob too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Rob right after. Oh, Digging It Back is Saturday night. JB Wanza Moore is Saturday night.
That's right. Yeah. Up North Saturday Digs. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you, Richie. Because I don't know why, but I'm just I got half of it this time. I said Up North Digs or Up North Video. I don't know what I said.
I agree, Rich. We need a theme for a Dream Stream. We have to figure one out.
And then Monday nights you have Monday Digs, Treasure Talk, Treasure Vortex. I'm sure I'm forgetting others that stream on Mondays. Tuesdays you have Angie and Rick's Family Adventures, Flash in Your Pan, and
Papa Rouse.
Yeah, and
Papa
Bill
Rouse.
I missed him last night, but yeah, he streams on Tuesday nights as well.
Yep.
So multitask if you have to. I've done it. And that's about it.
That's about it here too.
If the weather's beautiful, get out there and find some goodies. Whether you're tossing a magnet, swinging a detector, digging in a dump, whatever it is.
Right.
Get out there, enjoy the sunshine. It was a long, crappy winter. And
yeah.
Not as crappy as some have been, but it was crappier than last year. And outside of that, what do you got anything?
Just if you do get the chance to go out, find something stupid cool.
There you go.
Well,
Oh, Richie also had a four marble day
Marble
today.
Day. Rich.
It's a marvelous day. 45 years of crap.
Man.
All right. Don's late again.
No problem, Patty.
That's all right. Don, there's always replay. You probably want to go
Yep.
halfway through because we were boring as heck the first half. But remember, folks, be kind to each other. You know, let your smile brighten someone else's day. You never know somebody else's struggles. And with that, we will see you next week with Taka.
Yep.
And peace.
Peace, man.
Peace.